Alright, guys, welcome to the final Umineko arc that we're going to be reading. And so, the final overall Umineko related thing we're going to be reading. Um, you know, After this, time to move on to other things, of course. It took me a very long time to get here. But we're finally here and we're gonna read this. We're gonna split up to three, so luckily this is not gonna be the very last video. But as you can see, it's a 3 hour joint. That's gonna take a while to read. With my yapping, it's gonna take even longer. So, you know, but if, like I said, when I read our confession, um, if I didn't yap, if I didn't talk while reading, you guys might as well just watch this video in itself. You don't need me to. There's no purpose to me reacting. So my discussion is important. It's the same with the visual novel itself. My reaction to it and my discussion to it is very important. So, yeah, split up to three is a good idea, and then we'll watch 1 hour now this part, 1 hour next part, and then the finale. It's gonna be like a trilogy video, I guess. 3 hours is pretty long. I mean, that's a long movie. That's as long as like The Godfather or something. If you think about it, it's a very long movie. So I think splitting up into three is a good move. We can find some natural stopping points 1 hour and 2 hours in. Once again, brought to us by Lambda Delta, also the same person that brought us our confession, console version for our confession as well. So thank you very much. Now, Last Note has a lot more viewers. I think we noticed that last time we mentioned it too, or at least I mentioned it. Has 4 times the amount of viewers as our confession. So this is clearly a popular, or at least 4 times as popular. Um, of an arc to read than our confession. Even though I found our confession to be very rewarding to read. I was satisfied with it by the end. But hey, maybe last note is something else going on. And already off the bat, the thumbnail is like maybe like a light spoiler because we see a new character. I'm trying not to look. I'm trying so not to look down at what the text box is saying. So right now, I'm not seeing the text box. I'm only seeing at the character. Um, so it seems like a new character because when I was looking at the thumbnail last time, it looked like Erica, but or not. Yeah, it could be Erica, but I was thinking Castle. And then when I looked at the thumbnail more deeply, it was clearly not. And then by that point, I already been spoiled that there would be a new character, but I mean, it's not a big deal. Probably not a big deal as a new character appears. So trying again very hard not to look at any specific detail in this thumbnail or any other thumbnails. I'm just looking basically up top here to get to not get spoiled. I'm just looking around my room as well, so I don't get spoiled by anything that's on my screen right now. Trying to go into this as blind as I can, right? Um. So last time in our confession, we got introduced to Florus, which is a completely new character. She never appeared. I mean, she was just made up for our confession. She never appeared in the main arcs of Umineko. I wonder if she's going to appear here in Last Note, because these are both part of Umineko Sakyu, right? Umineko When They Cry or Umineko no Naku Koro ni Sakyu, right? So that's where she appears, or that's where our confession and Last Note appears, right? So is Florus coming back for this, or is she just an our confession character? That's it. We'll see. And then whoever this new character is, I mean, whoever this new character is, maybe she's a last note of the Golden Witch character only, because she definitely did not appear in our confession. She might appear in other extra arcs, but as y'all know, I'm not reading any other extra content. There's a bunch of like booklet content, like a bunch of small things. I'm not gonna be doing that. We're gonna end off Minako with the last note here. So, uh, yeah, let's get into it. It's 3 hours, so buckle in. I'm not gonna probably not gonna be reading all three at once here. Obviously, I'll split up these recordings. I'll probably record this for now, and then I'll record part two and part three simultaneously. More than likely, I'll find like a solid 4 hour window where I know that I can yap as much as I want, and during those 4 hours, I should be able to read 2 hours of the last two parts of the last note. But for now, I have this hour window to read the first part, so we'll start and then we'll continue. And then when I start recording next time, I'll probably be in the same title screen because, as I told you, the hotkeys with our confession doesn't save the YouTube video. Well, we'll start the YouTube video from the start, but YouTube has um thankfully YouTube has the option, whatever you want to call it, the feature where when you watch a video and you're halfway through it, you click off the video, you want to go back to watching it some other time, it continues off from where you last left off, right? That wasn't always a feature in YouTube, by the way. Fun fact, because I've been using YouTube for well over a decade now. That wasn't. I don't remember that always being a feature. I'm pretty sure it used to be you clicked on a video, even if you started watching it before, it still starts all the way from the beginning, and then you have to remember the timestamp on your own, or else you were screwed, and then have to rewatch it or rewatch from a certain point. So definitely a good feature from YouTube. But since one of my hotkeys is the home hotkey, I leave it for. I'll start recording on this screen and then click on the video. But for now, it doesn't really matter if I click on the video or not because you know what I'm saying, like it's the start of the video anyway. So here we go. Last one of the Golden Witch. Let's get into it. Let's make sure I like the video, of course. Thank you very much once again, Lambda Delta, for bringing this to us. We're gonna put the quality on 1080p. Make sure the quality is good, and let's get to it. This is our confession. This is what we read last time. All right, here we go. Here we go. Is the audio good? It might be high, I think. Why is the video not playing? Oh, there we go. Okay, bet. Let's get to it. Last of the Golden Witch. Beatrice. Of course, she's the first one to appear.
紅茶も緑茶も茶受けがあってこそその味わいが一層に引き立つものだ。同感だな。
Battler! We missed Battler in our confession actually. So it's good to see him here. You know, our confession is very Beato focused actually, but well, good to hear Ono Daisuke's voice once again, you know? Smooth for our ears.
を楽しんだら和菓子の甘みで一息をつき紅茶の香りを楽しんだら洋菓子の歯ごたえを楽しむそういうテンポが双方をより楽しませてくれるわけだそのご公説に賛同するのだけれどただお茶受けというのは一つのお茶に対し一つが用意されるべきものと思うわお前の言うお茶受けというのが誰のことだかは知らないが俺はさっきから何を飲み食いしても味が全くわからん状況だというのは間違いない
Still a bit weird to have the lip syncing going on. Not used to that still. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. Battler, you're fat. Battler's fat, your brother's fat. Yeah, I'm not used to the lip syncing completely. As y'all know, I had it off when I was reading the visual novel. Because my friend told me to yeah, so like I said, because my friend who introduced me to the game told me, or to the visual novel, told me to put lip sync off because it looks a bit weird and junky when they talk, and I'm glad I did. But obviously, I can't. You know, beggars can't be choosers. I'm still happy that I get to read this extra arc anyway, so I'll tolerate it. But it's not even that bad. I mean, it's not egregious. It's definitely not anything that crazy. It's just something, small thing to get accustomed to.
バトラの後に生まれた程度で何を偉そうに肉親同士の私たちに比べたらあんたなんて赤の他人でしょ
I don't know about that one. What? How? 2 degrees.
幻想の中の嫁なんてシーズンごとに飛び交うキモオタどもの俺の嫁認定と何も変わらないわよ
I might be doing that. Angie's my waifu.
選挙権ありで婚姻可能な一人前の大和なでしこが未だ兄離れできないとはそれ茶が湧くわ
Angie, she told you to grow up. Battler, you sure are popular.
お兄ちゃんその
の幻想嫁どっかやって。今は妹とお茶を飲んでるんでしょ。
黙れ永遠の日神と。男は新しい家族を持ったら古い家族はもう他人なのだ。貴様には我が夫婦の客間にて他人行儀にお茶を振る舞ってくれるわ。
When did this become like some harem storytelling?
そいつ殺せない。
だから
What?
俺を挟ん
Like I said,
のは大概にしろ。
just didn't wait to translate that.
何が逆なんだ。
私からすればお兄ちゃんこそ自分の左右に私たちを置いて喧嘩をさせるのをやめろってことだわ。
自分をめぐって美女が左右で奪い合ってていい気持ちなのであろう。
Facts. He's taking advantage.
さも自分は被害者だなんて顔をしながらしっかり両手に花を楽しんでるわよね。
Okay, except one of them is his sister, so I don't know about that one. See that's the problem. Like one of them is his sister. No.
海外にせよと言いたいのはこっちの方よ。
妹との時間を大切にするのか、それをないがしろに。
Well, with the implication Beato gave us, definitely not with my flesh and blood sister. Heck no. What the frick? Dude, she was just talking about like being snuggled between your like in between your breasts, and now you're talking about no. Definitely not. Give me the fantasy bride anytime.
お兄ちゃんがはっきりさせて。
ブラコンに道を誤った妹に兄離れを促すのも兄としての務めであるぞ。
Brocon is insane.
そいつをソファーから押し出して。
このソファーはわらわとバトラの水入らずソファーであるわ。
俺が出るから二人は仲良く喧嘩を。
お茶受けは席を立つな。
Having one couch for 3 people indeed made for a bustling tea time. Battler couldn't do anything, as the front door was occupied by a witch, and the back his sister. He wanted to ask them to get along, but that would only pour oil on the fire, so he could only sit back, vaguely laugh, and pray it would end soon. In other words, what was this scenario? Battler had enough wits about him to know that this was dangerous in advance. Even if he could have tea with the witch and his sister, he couldn't do both of them at the same time. Sounds like a communication issue.
ここでお茶を飲んでいる。
ようやく気づいたか。我らにはいつここに集って茶会を始めるに至ったか。
You're not the game master?
経緯の記憶がない。
わかるわ、この感じ。魔女に唐突に呼び出された時はいつだってこんな感じよ。いつからここにいたのか思い出せない、この感じ。
どうやら俺たちは誰かの。
いつからここに。
どうやら俺たちは誰かのゲーム版の上の。
I gotta brush my teeth after finishing this recording. My teeth feel groggy. I wanna brush them.
新しきゲームマスターは何を見たいのやら。
まさかお兄ちゃんを挟んでの私とベアとの血話喧嘩が見たかったなんて言い出さないわよね。いるんでしょ、ベルンカステル。あなたの新しいかけらのお披露目なんでしょ。
If it was that, there's no way this would only be 3 hours. Or, there's no way this would be 3 hours. You two fighting would take way less than that. Like, surely you two fighting, we could have been done with that as 10 minutes, like, max 10 minutes, and that's all we'd need for this arc. As she's mentioned, a new witch's figure appeared with a flurry of wind surrounding them. A new witch's figure. Okay! This is the girl from the thumbnail, I guess. So it wasn't really the thumbnail didn't really spoil anything then. It's not Burn Castle.
ゲームマスターが誰かは知らぬが、この茶室の主はわらわであるぞ。 そなたに先に名乗らせる権利がある。
これは失礼をいたしましたです。
Interesting name. Are you the game master? Peace?
私の名はピース。ウィッチオブザピースと名乗るよう
Witch of the
我が
Peace?
主に命ぜられました。
Who's your lord? Don't tell me it's Burnt Castle. Don't tell me Burnt Castle sent you to do this. Dang it! She has enough servants working for her. Eric is enough.
ピース
Peace.
いや、
The other
多分
piece.
チェスピースのピースだ。
Yeah, chess piece because that's what it says in the translation. It says Piece. That's how I know.
馬の魔女か。なるほど。それだけで、そなたの訪れた目的はおおむね理解だ。
Already? I don't.
いかにも我が主よりこのゲーム版にて皆様に挑むよう命ぜられ差し向けられた駒、すなわち資格でございます。皆様。
なるほど。俺たちとバトルがしてってわけか。だが、こっちは3人でお前は1人だ。
Burnt Castle handled that just fine.
3人まとめてひとひねりにしてやるってこと？
訪れる者もいなくなって久しいこの猫箱に久々に客人が訪れたかと思えば、なんという傲慢。
あんた本気？我が主からはお三人と戦えと命ぜられておりますので。
幾多の猫箱の
Okay,
果て
Battler just didn't say anything there. Really okay to look down on us like that? Is it really okay to look down on us like that? I guess is what he's trying to say, and then Battler's voice actor just gave up.
小箱の果てにここにありし我らであるぞ。それを3人まとめて相手にしようとは。
Dang, nice giggle. They're cackling at each other. Go ahead. Cackle back.
気に入ったぞ客人よ。そなたをここへ使わした主とやらに十分な土産話が持ち帰れるよう、完膚なきまでに徹底的に容赦のない艦隊をくれてやろうぞ。
感謝いたします、ベアトリーチェ卿。それでは早速我が主の用意したかけらをご披露させていただきましょう。どうせベルンのかけらよ。
Are you sure about this? Burntus has too many pieces, man.
わらわも猫箱でのんびりしすぎていて少々なまっていたところよ。
ああ、少しくらい品のないかけらの方が眠気覚ましにはちょうどいいぜ。
失礼ながら我が主はベルンカステル教では
See, that's what I said, Angie. Like, are you sure it's Burn?
じゃあ誰だ？ラムだか？あるいはかけらの海の
Featherine?
名もなき偽書作家か？
いやしくも全能にして偉大なる
It is Featherine. Got him. See, I'm predicting this well.
ご自身により生み出されしかけらでございます。それでは皆様方、これより我が主より預かりしこのかけら開幕とさせていただきます。と、そろそろ堅苦しく振る舞うのも疲れてきましたでピース。さて、
What is this music? What's her name? Was that a frigging impersonation of, oh, what's her name? From the Monogatari series, the way she went, peace, peace, to, obviously the other piece in the Monogatari series, not this piece. What was her name again? Ah, from Tsuki Monogatari. That was like she was the main character there. I'm forgetting her. Peace, peace. Ah, I can't believe I forgot her name. Wow, I actually forgot her name. Nah, I'm so mad that I forgot her name. I have to look it up now. 1 second. That's crazy. Ain't no way, bro. Oh no, no, Key. See, I did not need to look it up. Oh no, no, Key. I remember. Literally, as I stood up to go and look it up, I remembered her name. It was Ononoki. Peace, 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 peace. Is how she went actually. I thought we'd have more of a s sound in Japanese. Peace, peace. But she meant peace.
ゴミはゴミ箱に、おもちゃはおもちゃ箱に、
Okay.
ゲロ化すら。
In the trash can.
なんだよ。わらわの猫箱はいつからエチケット袋になったという
You
の
witches are all like that, to be fair. You know, not to be. You have a stereotypical. You have definitely have a stereotypical like wildness about y'all. Sorry to say. None of you have. Maybe it's the effect of living for so many hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, right? This is what happens. Y'all become a little delulu.
そうだ。勝利条件は何だ。まさかポケット干渉して。
Why did he ask it twice?
原稿用紙に10枚以上の感想を書いたら勝ちなわけもあるまい。
密室殺人のトリックを暴けか。
あるいは犯人は誰かとか。
That's what it's been so far, classically. And the why done it.
ベアトリーチェ教の物語に敬意を示し、同じ言い方で出題させていただきますでピース。
So you want us to find out who the culprit is? Who am I? Okay.
なるほど。あんたはクレルと同じ何者かの代役なのね。
何者かとは特定の一個人を示すという認識でよいのか。
問題ありませんでピース。
Okay.
なあよ。その言い方の方がかえって疲れねえか。
Peace.
うっせーでピースね。
Peace ne.
それピースってならそっちもピースピースピースピース。
Hey, this girl is a riot.
謝って。
No,
すもさん。
it's gotta be problematic to talk like that,
そ
surely.
れでは始めてもらおうか。久しぶりのかけらを。
それでは開幕でピース。
Okay, let's get it going. Yo, we're getting an intro? We did not get that for our confession. Oh, these are all the episodes. End of the Golden Witch, banger. Wait, what happened to episode 7? Turn, Banquet, Alliance, yeah, 4, and is 5. What happened to 6 and 7? Dawn, 6, 7. Wow, that went by quick. I did not see those. And yeah, obviously Twilight. There's Peace. She's in the intro. So is this a unique intro specifically for this extra arc, or is this like a? Oh no, that's definitely not. Yeah, that's Flores as well. This is a unique intro specifically for this Umineko Saku or something. Has to be. Specifically for these extra arcs. Has to be, right? Ooh, this is fire! That's a sick intro. Ah, well done. All right. Great music, great transitions, good stuff. I like how they use the CGs from the episodes themselves, for the most part. I noticed too when I was, after recording our confession, it's not lagging no more. So obviously my new setup clearly has worked better. So these videos should not be lagging to y'all. Like this rain hopefully is not lagging to y'all either. So yeah, wish I could have started with Umineko with this setup that I'm using now. I say that, but I'm gonna get it even like who knows? As the years go by, it's only gonna improve, and gonna get even better. Can't even speak. I'm gonna get an even better setup, and things are gonna get even better. So by that point, obviously, it would have been way better if I read Divineko. I had read Divineko in the future, but I don't regret Divineko when I did. So a storm was over Rockinjima. Is it October 4th again? However, warm light was overflowing from the Ushima family dining room. If they're arguing up at the inheritance one more time, I'm gonna go drink some water. Oh, Halloween party. Kinzo's alive. Quote unquote. Bang bang! A Christmas cracker was pulled, and a sound rang. A Christmas cracker? But it's Halloween! What the frick? And a sound rang out as Kinzo, the head of the family, appeared in a hat styled after a jack-o'-lantern. He was greeted with thunderous applause and smiles by the other members of the Ushirome family. The oldest son Cross's family, Cross, Natsu, and Jessica. The oldest daughter Eva's family, Eva, Hideyoshi, and George. The second son's family, Rudolph, Kitty, and Battler. And also Angie. The second daughter's family, Rosa and Maria. And finally the servants, Genji, Shannon, Kanon, Koda, and Kumasawa. And furthermore, the advising alchemist to the Ushirome family, Beato.
お兄ちゃんが私に見せたあのトワイライトのハロウィンパーティーと同じ状況ね。
なるほど。演者が腹痛を起こさずに出席できた1986年の親族会議
Stomach pain caused her to survive it. Huh.
キース、この人間たち全員で仲良く記念写真を撮ったらちゃんと全員写るんだろうな。
上映中のピズマンを受け付けないでピース。まずはごゆっくりご鑑賞を。
Alright, see you guys after the movie's over.
さて、そろそろ私の登場でピースよ。
Your debut?
盛大なピースでお迎えをねピース。
Can you guys see that when I'm changing the audio, by the way? Like, can you guys see that at the top, middle? I don't know. I'll have to check it out when I'm not recording myself, because I don't know if you can see it or not. But I'm trying to adjust the audio, because sometimes it's like too low, feels like. Sometimes it's too low, I don't know. Trying to adjust it, both for my ears, but also that the audio mix is good between my ears, what I hear, and the sound of my voice. Alright, around the time of the fun Halloween party, the ocean was surging against the cliffs, nuts pretty violently scattered about. Beneath those waves, something glowing a faint blue could be seen. That small blue light was a fragment within a bottle. It's the same way Erika arrived. It was violently slammed into the rocks by the waves and shattered into pieces. It's basically how Erika arrived. Erika arrived as a drowning little girl, and then they took her in episode 5. This is different though, this is more magical. In time with the thunder, the faint glimmer released from the bottle began to fly about like a swarm of butterflies. The sight of them flying about in a storm was a curious thing. Heading towards the Ushima Manor by the Rose Garden, they form into the figure of a witch. It is an assassin sent from the Sea of Fragments for tonight's tragedy. A piece. Oh my god. Well, never mind! Was that Erika or was that Peace? What happened? I was like, oh my god, because I thought it was gonna be Erika. That was the reaction to that. But okay, Peace comes in. You made me think that. Despite how she was dressed, the Witch of Pieces looked pathetic as she was battered by the violent winds. Any sort of umbrella would be flipped inside out. The witch's skirt is no different. Oh no! Sucks when the skirt goes inside out. Well, no, I can't see her underwear. Whoa! Whoa, whoa! That's not something to laugh at. Yo, wear underwear, please. What would this fool of a witch be able to do? Besides acting goofy. However, the three who accepted her challenge did not show the slightest sign of being amused. Yeah, you have to lock in. Because they know that the more witches act like this, the more brutal they will be. That's actually true. But in that sense, everybody was already used to run-of-the-mill killing methods. Even while asking themselves what that means for their humanity, Battler and Angie are nonchalantly preparing for the tragedy. Fair enough. Only Beto was excited for it as she ate potato chips. Alright. Pie? That's a different number. The door was locked, but that had no meaning for a witch. But when she touched the doorknob to open the door, static electricity sparked and she drew her hand back. Ha! Pleb. Peace once again stretched out her hand. More static electricity, but the result was the same. Once more, her fingertip was repelled. Who's blocking you? Featherine? Who else? Ah. W. Kenzo. Laughing indulgently, she tried to open the door several times but couldn't. It seemed to be a particularly strong barrier. At the very least, it looked like the Witch of Pieces couldn't break it. Peace, while pretending to be gracefully sheltered from the rain under the eaves of the entrance vestibule for the time being, thought about what to do next with an impish smile on her face.
気づいておるわ。お前に教えられねば気づかぬほど酔ってはおらぬぞ。様子を見てまいります。捨ておけ。ここは六軒島、悪食島よ。この嵐の中、わずかにこぼれる明かりにおびき寄せられる悪霊などいくらでもおろう。それに今の感触は結界が触れられただけで破られたものではない。シャノンのシールドはそうたやすくは破れぬ。わらわが一番よく知っておるわ。
So it's not Kenzo's shield. Alright, let's go, Shannon.
今宵の結界は後ろ宮家に初縁なき者には決して破ることのできないものです。
そうではあっても触れてきただけで不愉快だな。そうカリカリするな。シャノンの結界は強力に機能しておる。今宵は肩の力を抜いて楽しめ。仮に結界を破るほどの化け物のお出ましならば、わらわが喜んでお相手させてもらおうぞ。お前に獲物を譲ったりなどせぬわ。
ブレーコーだよ。お仕事モードをオフにはできないかい？
ほれ、そう仰せだぞ。
An order? That's more work though. Come on. You should have fun and relax by your own free will. That's the point.
キリエ様、どちらへ？
ああ、ちょいと一服の気分転換さ。
Mm-hmm.
外は風が大層強うございます。灰皿を用意いたしますので、客室でおくつろぎになられては。
ありがとう、源氏さん。私たちって天の弱なの。
普段は暖かなお屋敷に憧れるくせに、そこでのんびりしてると、今度はわざわざ 嵐の中で一服したくなっちまうもんなのさ。玄関には立派なひさしがあったろ。吹き込むようならすぐに戻ってくるさ。
魔女のかけらって実にご都合主義ね。生贄羊が都合よくそっちから勝手に出てきてくれるなんてね。
そういうチープなのはゲームマスターとしてはどうかと思うぜ。
これで
Your Game Master 2
屋敷の
battler.
結界は破れずとも獲物を得ることはできるというわけだ。
あとはうまいこと犠牲者たちを屋敷の外へおびき出せばいい。
ピースが屋敷の外に犠牲者が出てくるのを待ち受ける殺人鬼なのか、それともそういう狂言なのかはまだわからないけれどね。
なるほど。ルドルフとキリエが不審者に襲われたと言ってもそれを鵜呑みにはできんな。
それにしたって最初に襲われるのはどうやらうちの親父とキリエさんのようだ。
There go your parents,
どんな
buddy.
趣味な殺し方を披露してくれるやらだぜ。
ベルーンカステルの品のない虐殺ショーで慣れてるわ。
Andy's brow twisted in a grimace. Battle's calm facade was surely difficult to maintain. For Beato, this was nothing more than a show, so who exactly was killed didn't matter. But if the first victims of the scenario were killed for no other purpose but to make Battle uncomfortable, she would never forgive it.
ピースとやら、そなたはおそらくは演者でかけらを紡いだ偽書作家ではないのだろうが、ただの品のないグロテスクショーであるならば、
あるならば
そなたらの好む流儀に従い腹を引き裂いてその中身のすべてを引きずり出してくれるぞ。
私の殺し方はとっても上品ですよ。誤解しないでどうかご期待をねピー。
Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing we can do is keep watching. You know, we don't have a full context, we don't have the full
こんな嵐でも
understanding.
やっぱり外の空気は美味しいわね。
嵐の中だろう。たまには二人っきりの本や落ち着くさ。
そうよね。パーティーで出会う女の子みんなにそう言って連れて
Hey, he did cheat on you and his wife. Kinda.
悪い遊びは
Kinda on you, but definitely his wife.
完全に理解してるんだぜ。
Statue, two statutes of limitations, yeah? Alright, buddy.
どうやったら信じてあげようかしら。嵐の時って気圧のせいなのかしら。
Atmospheric pressure?
なんだかいつもと違う
Yeah, I would not
ルナティ
trust
ックな
Rudolph as
気
a
分になるわよ
husband.
ね。
This man cheats too much. You could say that
夜まで
he left the playboy stuff in the past, but he's rich as heck, bro. I can never fully trust that, personally. But alright.
あら知らない。
Hey, yo, Rudolph! I just noticed what he said. That's crazy. I was drinking some water.
今夜よ。
Hey, yo, mansion's big. You even have a guest house. Easy to get a room if you want to get a quick bang. That's clear where the conversation is going. Alright, two impish smiles and captivating lips approached each other. Alright. By the eaves, by the front of the mansion, as you're about to get killed? Like, peace, at least let them finish. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least let them, like, get one last quick bang session and then you can kill them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not the worst way to die, right? Like, I can be like, you know what? At least I got to have a nice passionate time with my wife real quick, like 2 minutes before that. Not bad. I'll take that. I'll take that. Not the worst way to go.
こんな嵐の晩に盛っちゃうカップルは、いいの一番にホッケーマスクの
Hockey
殺
mask?
されちゃうって決まっていますでピー。
The frick? Why are you singing? Or why is there like a musical note?
どちら様かしら？
Although they were shaken by the unexpected visitor, they were adults and quickly regained their composure. However, calming down only made it harder to understand the chaos around them. This is the island of Rokkenjima. There shouldn't be any unknown persons. If you drifted here with a life jacket like Erika once did, they would recognize that you drifted ashore with a mere glance. However, this girl didn't have an umbrella and was completely dry. In addition, she was wearing a strange dress. Ah, perhaps she was summoned here for the party?
ああ、なるほど。今日のパーティーの催し物か何かに呼ばれてる関係者かい？
そうよね。驚いたわ。可愛いお嬢さんでよかった。確かにホッケーマスクをかぶっていたら私たち失神していたわ。
中に入ってすぐに使用人室があるぜ。そこで待ってたらいい。
しかし立派なドレスね。手品師か何かかしら。
あれだろ脱出マジックとかやるんだろう。完全密室。絶対絶命からの脱出とか。
You know, to be sure is like your son, Rudolph.
そういうの好きそうだからね。
Your son likes that sort of thing. Lucky,
肌を
brother.
冷やすわよ。どうぞお入りなさいな。
お気持ちは嬉しいの。
お入りな。
その結界は後ろ宮家に招かれた皆々様にしかくぐれませんのでピース。
Ah, that's how she gets to answer.
え？
They give her permission.
私もいつまでもこんな嵐の中にいたくはありませんので、屋敷の中に入らせていただこうと思いますでピース。
At that time, a strong wind blew, scattering her hair like a bundle of curtains. No, it wasn't like that. A strong wind did not blow. Then what made them think that? That was because her hair had been scattered to such a degree that it was only natural that they would think it was due to the strong winds. Huh? Yo, but her hair, there was so much that it almost looked like a curtain. Yo, her hair freaking looks like what's her name from Gacha Kuta? She had crazy hair going crazy. And that curtain calls on Kiria, poised to swallow her. Well, rest in peace, Kiria. At first, it looked like a confused Kiria was trying to sweep it away. But that was wrong. She was drowning. Wait, that went so fast. I'm pretty sure that's what she said though, right? It was it said. Okay, she was drowning. Kitty had been swallowed by the sea of pieces hair and was drowning. You can get drowned by hair? What are we to suffocate?
おい、キリエ、キリエ。
When somebody attacks his wife, generally a husband will strike whoever hurt her. However, Rudolph's eyes didn't see an attack. Rudolph could only understand that his wife was drowning. Because of that, he thrust both of his arms into the sea of hair and tried to drag her out.
キ
Damn,
リエ、おい、キリエ。
it's not gonna work.
もっと手を伸ばせ。どこだ？どこにいる？
She's getting wrecked in that hair. Now I have to give up on her, Rudolph. Snap, crackle, pop, and everything.
キリエ。キリエ、どこだ？キリエ。キリエ。
Rest in peace. What that eerie sound was reminiscent of is horrifying to even think about, is what it said. Yeah. Rudolph, still frantic, kept shoving his arms into the ocean of hair, but his hands could no longer touch Kiria. Not even the slightest hint of Kiria's voice, intermittent or otherwise, or presence can be felt. I'm reading too slow. Can be felt now. Okay. As the sea of hair faded away while it danced in the wind, only the smiling figure of the Witch of Pieces remained. Rudolph's brain was still unable to understand the situation. With a teary-eyed half smile on his face, he was sure that this was a bad joke and that Kiria was somewhere hiding and giggling, at least. That's what he's trying to become? That's what he's trying to believe. Okay, yeah. After episode 3, better be used to this better though.
ベアとの猫箱じゃ余興にもならないわよ。
さすがですね。この程度では残酷なんて言っちゃくれないでピースね。
待って
言っちゃくれないでピースね。
待ってエンジェル決めつけるのは早計だ。
どういうこと？
なるほどこやつめわらわとは全く異なる次元で決めつけるのは早計。待って
Ain't you say again?
余興にもならないわよ。
Okay.
こやつ醜悪と見える。
痛めつ
なる次元で醜悪と見える。
痛めつけて痛いごと丸飲みする。それ以上でも以下でもないだろう。
そうとわらわならばいかにその過程で痛めつけるかで心を砕く。
それ以上でも以下でもない。
その過程で痛めつけるかで心を砕く。
She does do that, yeah.
遺体を飲み込めばそこまで。
殺して遺体を消して、それ以上死者の何を恥ずかしめられるってんだ。
わらわの想像が正しければ
それ以上何を恥ずかしめられるってんだ。殺してられるってんだ。
Okay. Sorry about going back and forth a lot, y'all. Maybe I should just pause more often. Just to make sure. Okay.
キリキリ
キリエって
何を恥ずかしめられるってんだ。
わらわの想
キリエって誰のことですか？
The woman you just killed!
どうしたんですか？
What?
そんなところに座っているとお尻を冷やしてしまいます。
Is this some special ability? The witch who had just devoured Rudolph's wife reached out her hand, smiling. But Rudolph took her hand and stood up without feeling disgusted, looking embarrassed. What?
いうこといい
Doikoto indeed.
なんと恐ろしい。そして
She became a piece in the game.
わからない。何が起こってるの？
Her name is
お
Peace.
兄ちゃん。
考えたこと こういう残酷さもあるのか。
Angie still didn't understand. She still didn't understand why Batra and Beto were so shocked by this cruelty.
おやおや、まだ6歳のお子ちゃまにはちょっと難しかったでき。
Damn, Angie, she's on you.
お母さんを食って成り変わったってことなの？
そうだ。おそらくはそれがこやつの力。
The power to swallow up somebody whole and impersonate their existence.
クソ親父が照れくさそうな顔してこいつの差し出す手を握って立ち上がったのはそういう意味だ。この魔女はたった今キリエさんを食ってキリエさんが存在していた事実すらも丸飲みしちまったんだよ。
俺どうしてこんなとこにへたり込んでいたんだ。
私が聞きたいですわよ、ルドルフさん。
まったく剣謀しようか。いやいや参ったな。
Give up quickly, Rudolph.
聞けやしね
何をためらっているのかしら。私はあなたの妻ですわよ。何でも聞いてくださいな、あなた。
Wow,
え。ああ
got him.
本当にすまんな。俺アルツハイマーかな。こんなに高くて可愛い嫁の名前をど忘れしちまうなんてね。
Look at the can't. They can't do the apostrophe in can't.
あなたおかしなじゃないでピスか。後ろじゃないルドルフさん。
そうそう忘れてた。ピースだよな。本当にすまねえな。
お父さん本気なの？
おそらくこれはルドルフだけに限らないだろう。今こやつは後ろ宮ピース、ルドルフの妻なのだ。
キリエさんの存在を消しゴムで消すかのように真っ白にし、そこにさも以前からそうであったかのように自分を入り込ませる。
エンジェよ、これがど
自分を入り込ませる。
エンジェよ、これがどれほど恐ろしいことか、まだそなたには想像がつかぬのか。
Beato, Bern, Lambda, and every other witch you can think of have so far committed every atrocity you can think of in this cat box. In comparison, Angie seeing a victim swallowed up by her did not seem like such a brutal thing.
違うんだ。このピースの殺し方があまりに無残なのは、
こやつは命だけでなくその尊厳まで食らうからだ。
尊厳って何？
頭良さそうなのは
何？
頭良さそうなのは雰囲気だけで、実はおバカキャラだったんですね。
Okay, please.
尊厳ってのは死んだ時自分のためにどれだけの人が泣いてくれるかというものだ。エンジェラって大勢に惜しまれながら死ぬのと誰にも顧みられることなくのたれ死ぬのではかなり違うことがわかるはずだ。
キリエは少なくともその人生においてこの嵐の中で二人きりで一服を楽しみたいと思ってくれるルドルフという伴侶を作ることができた。だからもしこの場で突然の心臓麻痺でキリエが死ぬようなことがあったなら、その高みを心の底からの涙で見送ってくれたはずだ。
キリエさんの気持ちになればわかる。 夫の目の前で殺されたんだぞ。なのにその夫は自分が殺されたことを忘れてしまったどころか、自分の存在まで、一緒に過ごし苦楽を共にした日々さえも忘れてしまっている。
これほど
共にした日々さえも忘れてしまっている。
これほど死者を愚弄する殺し方があるだろうか。いや、ない。こんなおぞましい殺し方は断じてない。
この国では古来より
Only I'm capable of disgusting level of killing.
最も価値の高いものは命ということになっていますよね。でもね、他の国々を見ると命の価値は人の持つものの中で上から2番目でしかないんです。
What?
わかるわ。
The second most important thing.
大事なもの、それが尊厳。尊厳とは死してなお残る自分の生き様や名声、あるいは努力、生涯をかけて残し誰かに受け継いでもらえた大切な何か。しかしこの女に食われた犠牲者はそれが残せない。
That is brutal. If you look at world history from anywhere, there are many recorded acts of destroying one's dignity after they pass. However, this is normal by international standards. The bizarre Japanese culture that says, if you settle your debts with your life, I'll forgive you without further criticism, is such an exception to the rule, such an extreme form of heresy. Really? I'll forgive without further criticism is such an exception to the rule, such an extreme form of heresy that I think it might be wrong. Even after death, there are many examples of somebody digging up a grave and destroying not only corpses, but also tombstones and records in the world. Even after the corpse turns to dust, there are... oh man. Even after the corpse turns to dust, there are any number of examples of destruction of their existence by erasing their records or accounts of their good deeds or otherwise falsifying them. Okay. Yeah, I guess, sure. As a result of that, myths are often born. You can destroy someone's dignity hundreds, maybe even thousands of years after their death.
自分の生きてきた意味さえもまること飲み込む。
さらにその上、生きて積み上げてきたものを丸ごと奪い去り、自分の上
さえもまること飲み込む。
さらにその上、生きて積み上げてきたものを丸ごと奪い去り、自分で上書きする。
What did Butler say?
Okay. 夫の心からも自分の存在を消し去られ乗っ取られてしまう。
No methods of killing and desecrating the corpse are sufficient to match the level of this cruelty.
これだ、人間にとって一番残忍残酷残虐の極みの殺し方なのでピー。
Rudolph, lock in, brother!
どうしたキリス、嫌にご機嫌だね。
In a bad spirits.
大好きなあなたと一緒なんでピー。ご機嫌にもなってしまいますわ。ご機嫌にもなってしまいますわ。さああなた、そろそろ入りましょう。肩を冷やしてしまいますわ。
おう、なんだか今夜もお前は 妙にその
What?
してしまいますわ。
Sexy was not. I was expecting you to use the descriptive there. I know she's your wife, but she's also like a witch, and who knows how old a witch is. She's gonna be like thousands of years old, right? Oh my goodness.
今度
Okay.
お前は
Um.
妙にその
All right. Let's move on from that one.
色っぽいね
Featherine, what's your thoughts?
この褒め言葉でピース。
Rudolph compliments people like that all the time, especially yeah. The very rejecting outsiders no longer had any meaning because peace just came in. However, she now no, not now. It had been many years since she had married Rudolph and held a rank in the Shurima family. So that big upgrade. The Halloween party was an extremely relaxed affair. At a buffet party, you could enjoy the stylish atmosphere, but you would eventually get tired of it. At the time Rudolph and Peace came back, everybody had taken to couches and placed them in a circle and were chatting and enjoying each other's company. Okay, sorry about that. Just making sure.
お帰りなさいませ。
Wait, are we on 1 hour in? Oh, okay, 45 minutes. Okay, I was gonna say, 'cause if we're not 1 hour in, this is a good stopping point, but it's not. So let's keep reading.
皆様お椅子でくつろがれております。
That makes it sound like I wanna stop reading and I wanna end the recording. It's not that. Obviously, it's not that. I'm just trying to paste these videos accurately and properly so that it's 1 hour each ish. Spread to 3. That's it. I don't want one video to be an hour 30 minutes and then the other video be only 20 something minutes. It's ridiculous. I want it to be an okay-ish acceptable spread, you know.
ますが、お二人の分もご用意いたしましょうか。お二人、皆様お椅子でくつろがれておりますが、お二人の分もご用意いたしましょうか。
俺たちの分そうだな俺たちの分もいただけるかあとピースにはブランケットも頼む
ありがとうデピース。ルドルフさんは本当に女性には優しいデピ
おいおい誤解
ース。女性には優しいデピ
おいおい誤解するな俺が優しくする女は世界で一人しか
Nah, Kitty got on
そう
foul.
ピース
ー。あなたったらピース。
I did not like that noise. While laughing and smiling, Peace found on Rudolph and gave him a few kisses on the lips. See, I don't like this. Kitty has been done dirty. But at least this time Rudolph is not as, you know, obviously intentionally cheating, so it's better.
やれやれ。仲のいい子って。
バトラ君たちはまだおしゃべりをしている。
Butler and friends!
ああ。俺たちは若者だからな。いくらでも喋ってるぜ。
It was frustrating, but the Peace version of Battler was unable to see through Peace's magic. His memory of the world that meant Kiria would be completely replaced with the word peace.
いいえこれは記憶を書き換えたなどという生優しいものではないかもしれん
何人かの記憶に干渉するだけなら洗脳や催眠術と変わりはないでもこの魔女のそれは違うわ するだけ
ものではないかもしれん
この力。
魔女のそれは違うわ
ああ。この力はあいつに近い。
Featherine! Featherine Augustus Aurora. The witch who had sent peace was a top-ranking witch. Oh, but Featherine's OP. Her power was that She could look down on the world as if it were a storybook and freely rewrite and interfere with it. Peace's power is not as simple as swallowing Kiria, taking her place, and making Rudolph believe that she was his wife. Peace's power to swallow anything from the world and replace it with herself was a power very similar to Featherween's.
おまぬけな喋き方をしていますってピースからついつい性悪黒猫やら超パーやらその程度に類する
Super
魔女
thick
のことを
paper.
お思いになられていたでしょうが
Don't say that about Lambda.
元老院
魔女だろうとお思いになられていたでしょうが
元老院の魔女すらもその程度呼ばわりとはな。
私は尊厳なる感激と気曲と傍観の魔女であらせられるダイアウローラ教よりかけらを預かる使者として生み出されました。ダイアウローラ教が世界を支える柱という偉大なるろうそくに灯る炎であるならば私はこの程度のろうそくなれどダイアウローラ教の炎に火を分けられた分子されし存在なのでピース。我が主の命に従いこのゲームの間は道化を演じることもありまピースでしょうが演じることもあり まピースでしょうが
Okay. Antics and buffoonery, huh? You all. If I were to swallow you as if I sneezed, all memories and traces of you in this world would be erased without a trace.
さっきから不思議で不思議でしょうがなかったのでピース。なんでこいつらは私をもっと恐れてくれなびのか。
Appearance? Ah, that's it. Since my power is so strong, can they not grasp at fear, peace?
皆様あなた方は本当に3人で私に挑んでいると思い出ピスか。本当に3人皆さん本当に3人で私に挑んでいると思い出ピス
Mm,
か。
what?
私をもっと恐れてくれ本当に3人で私に挑んでいると思い出ピスか。
Beato's forehead had a trail of cold sweat flowing down it. Battler and Angie also understood by now the creepy thing Peace was saying. Battler, Angie, and Beato, 3 people. Had she really been challenged? What? It's going too fast! Had she really challenged 3 people? She is cocky. Perhaps, from their memories and from the world's memories, Peace had gulped down a 4th person as a warning? When they saw Peace's eyes, which seemed to freeze the soul with a mere glance, all 3 were imagining the same thing. If Peace were to swallow me with her hair, I would be erased. After that happened, the remaining 2 After that happened, would the remaining 2 people be enraged, scared? No, they wouldn't show any feelings. I wouldn't even realize anything had happened, because yes, they wouldn't have had to see me to begin with. The 2 people who were left out were left to think that there had only been 2 people from the beginning, and that only 2 people had challenged Peace. Hmm. Hmm. The two people who were left would think there had only been two people from the beginning, and that only two people had challenged peace. Yeah, that's how her powers work. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I had to go back to reread to make sure.
ピース教
Beto's manner of speaking to peace had clearly changed. Battler and Angel were still unable to loosen their clenched fist on their knees.
わらわたちの艦隊の仕方が尺に触られたならば謝ろうぞ。ただ、わらわたちは戦学で品がない。これ以上行儀よくする方法を知らぬ。できた場合、わらわただ、わらわたちは戦学で品がない。これ以上行儀よくする方法を知らぬ。
敬意が大事なのでピース。皆々様の知る限りの最高の敬意が示されるのであれば、私も寛大になれるというものでピース。
Battler, Angie, and Beto all crossed their legs in unison, as if to show that they were all on the same page. However, it was the opposite of an elegant gesture, as they were too careless when they crossed them. What? Okay. So how did Hazel guy reply? Peace wasn't able to understand what happened in front of her. Peace wasn't able to understand what happened in front of her and forgot to even close her mouth. Eh? Right now, those three people finally understood my terribleness and improved their behavior? Huh?
これ以上行儀をよくするのにも疲れたからよ。そろそろこっちも楽にさせてもらっていいか？
ゲームの駒を相手に何をどうしようと気にはしねえさ。これはそういうゲーム相手に
させてもらっていいか？行儀をよこっちも楽にさせてもらっていいか？
ゲームの駒を相手に何をどうしようと気にはしねえさ。これはそういうゲームなんだからな。
せっかくお越しのお客が精一杯頑張ってるんだから、私たちも少しは接待してあげようと思ってたけれど、もう限
Trying
界。
her best. At their limit? Of what emotion? Anger? Whoa! Dread of the Grave is one I haven't heard in a while.
かい
I'm not expecting Dread of the Grave.
魔
More
女
fear.
を笑いで殺しに来るとはお前久しぶりに面白い客人だぜ。
Nice, Beato. Peace, can't believe it.
あなたどうして笑われてるのか自覚ないの？まさかあなたこんなにも恐ろしい力を持っているのだからさぞやすくみ上がって恐れ敬ってくれるに違いない。思ってるんじゃないわよね。
Beato's better than that. Bullseye. That was right. But if that was the case, why was she finding it so funny?
そりゃ恐ろしい力だぜ。十分に恐れ入るさ。だがな、あまりにお前とんちんがそう
うんじゃないわよね。
そりゃ恐ろしい力だぜ。十分に恐れ入るさ。だがな、あまりにお前とんちん感が過ぎる。
あのな大ピース教、お前が凄んでるのはな、ボクシングの試合直前の睨み合いの時に俺大手飛車取りやったことあるぜ、ビビったって言ってるようなもんだぜ。
The analogy seemed to hit its mark, and Battler burst out laughing. That's pretty funny. Not a bad analogy.
なあ、ここはよ、ミステリーがファンタジー、あるいはファンタジーがミステリーを本気で一撃でぶった切ってやろうと間合いを測り合う真剣勝負を魚にしようっていう、イカれたゲームを愛する紳士と淑女。
A single blow is a very interesting experience, and this is social piece for lords.
の社交場なんだぜ。
ここにいる私たちが
淑女の社交場な、
ただ一つ
仮説、考察、ひらめき、はったり、その果ての果てに徹底的に削り出して至った推理。
一つ
仮説、考察、ひらめき、はったり、その果ての果てに徹底的に削り出して至った推理を木っ端みじんに打ち砕かれた時だけだ。
確かにこの度の存在ごと丸飲みする力は面白い。稀な客人がせっかく
木っ端みじんに打ち砕かれた時だけだ。
I'm really sorry for going back and forth. I feel like I'm missing text when I'm reading like this. It feels weird. I'll do better next time. As in the next part. But okay, when the theory is fine.
確かにこの度の存在ごと丸飲みする力は面白い。稀な客人がせっかく用意してくれた土産だ。それに敬意を表し恐れ入った風を装いもしたが、
調子ぶっこいて
恐れ入った風を装いもしたが、
Feigning awe, you know?
調子ぶっこいてどうだ怖いだろう、図が高いなどとあまりにいたけだかにな
This
り
thing's
や
gonna
が
have the opposite effect.
悪いがこっちもそろそろお行儀よくやってるのも限界になっちまうぜ。
私たちを本気で怖がらせたいなら、まずはあんたの出題を終えてからにして。
Who am I?
あんたを恐れるか、それとも鼻で笑うかを決めてあげるわ。
お前が相手にしてるのはよ、密室殺人を魚に1000年は紅茶が飲めるイカれた魔女たちなんだぜ。
それにしてもあの例えは受けたぜ。ボクシングで大手飛車取りで生きってると
Grew up to become a better cross than just locking on that on boxing. Surpass your uncle. Wait, what? Surpass your uncle? Yeah, surpass your uncle. Yeah. Man, I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping ball. My bad. Yeah. Peace is getting laughed at bad here. Damn. Who laughs like that? Wow. That was kind of like an Erica laugh. Oh, she's having a tough time breathing. And she's sweating. Yo.
これは実に失敬でしたねピン。海線山線の皆々様を侮っていたとはなんていう滑稽。お詫び申し上げまピン。
Well then, let us proceed with the game. Peace. But, everybody? You said that you would be truly terrified if you were to have your well thought out reasoning shattered? Those words, do you really understand what they entail? Because then all the guts will be vomited out. Peace?
それではこの後の茶番劇は早送りで参りましょうでピン。皆々様は早くメインディッシュを望まれているようなので。
Okay.
非分の見立て殺人で進行するか。
いえいえ、そこまではいたしませんでピース。この後はエンジェを丸飲みにすることになりまピース。
Okay. Well, what happened to Kitty? Kitty's just gone for good then?
エンジェ、もう遅い時間よ。そろそろおしゃべりはおしまいにしてお部屋に戻りましょう。
どうしたエンジェ。なんだよ急に。
お兄ちゃん、
Right, because that's her mom technically here in this.
お母さんじゃない。
That person's mom, yeah, and Angie realizes it, yeah.
何を言い出すんだ急に。
あらあら、エンジェったらお眠なの。お母さんがわからなくなっちゃった。なんだ、誰？白宮ピースお母さんでしょ。エンジェを産んだお母さんじゃ
Ah,
ない。
that just sounds off, doesn't it? Cap! Huh?
嘘だ。
Well, you're swallowed whole, so goodbye. Peace becomes you now.
ルドルフさん、
ん
Well, she acts like his daughter, from wife to
マ
daughter.
君に可愛い妹を作ってあげたら喜んで。
Making?
おいおい、そういう話は二人っきりの時にしろ。
Hey, yo!
あなたに妹。だって一人っ子なんてつまらなぴでしょ。
妹がいたらなんて想像がつかねえや。
This is insane. Angie's stronger than this. Peace Angie's too stronger than this.
お前が可愛い一人娘だったら毎日トンボ帰りで俺は肝臓を痛めずに済んでたろうよ。
What?
黙れ不健康親父。
食われた上に忘れ去られる。
That angle! WST. Love this OST.
改めてとんでもない力だと思い知るわ。
興味深いのはなぜ存在を消し去るという力が演者にだけは効かなかったのかだな。
心に留め置くべきなのか、幻想描写のただの就職に過ぎないのか。
かったのかだな。力が
留め置くのか、まだ判断がつかないな。
今回のゲームの目的はピースという魔女の正体は誰かということの一点のみ。お兄ちゃんとベアとのゲームの時とは少し違うのよね。
いかにもわらわのゲーム版では魔女幻想を打ち破ることを求め、さらにその上で
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what does Angie mean saying it's different from Beato's game? Beato also asked the question of who am I, but she did also want the illusion smashed, yeah. But who am I was a big question.
という
Just like we're not trying to find out
答えを求め、私は女幻
who Peace is, right?
ことを求め、さらにその上で私は誰というもう一つの答えを求めた。
ピース、今回のゲームでは魔女幻想を打ち破ることは
Do will also have to smash the illusion of the witch. Okay, what the heck?
お前の出した問いは、私は誰の一点だけ。本当にその一点だけなんだな。だったなら、お前の見せる魔女幻想通りの能力を持ったウィッチ・オブ・ザ・ピースという文字通りのお前が犯人ってことで決着できちまう。
Is there truly only one answer required? If that's the case, in the witch illusion showing us the person called the Witch of the Peace is the culprit, right? Huh? Is that necessarily so?
期待しない方向で無意味に議論が広がっては、私も我が主も退屈してしまいます。なので、せめて迷宮の入り口までくらいはちゃんと道案内をするのがフェアだと考えます。では、はっきりと赤で宣言
In red?
していただきましょう。このゲームの目的は、私が誰かを当てることのみ。ファンタジーの否定肯定は問題にしません。
ならば最もシンプルに切り込もうぞ。
Okay.
青で宣言する。そなたはピース、ウィッチ・オブ・ザ・ピースである。
もちろんそんなわけもありません。赤で宣言します。私はエピソード1からエピソード8までの間
Okay, one of the original characters, cast of characters, got it.
一人の人物です。
ありえない。人間を丸飲みして存在ごと消し去るなんて人物は一度だって登場したことはないわ。
それとも登場時にもその力を持っていたが、それを一度も披露したことがないということなのか。
Doesn't that violate some Nox rule or something?
エピ
Maybe
ソー
it
ド1
doesn't.
からエピソード8の中に存在し、その時点でもこの力を持っていました。
Okay.
今回我が主によってそれを初めて
Wow, okay.
あったに過ぎません。
That's a cool
だっ
concept.
たらさらに質問したいわ。
Definitely a lot of
とい
questions
うことは
from
こ
that.
の人物は
まあ待てエンジェよ。まだ事件は続くと思われる。ピース教の手の内がすべてさらされてからでも質問は遅くあるまい。
それもそうね。で、お母さんと私が殺されて存在もなかったことにされ、次は誰が？
ひょっとして六軒島の全員がぶっ消されちまって。 私は誰であの時のベアトと全く同じ答えが正解ってことになるんじゃね
Yeah.
えだろうな。
いいや、それはあるまい。すでに赤にてエピソード1からエピソード8までの間に登場している一人の人物であると断言している。
ピース、続けてちょうだい。もちろん早送りで。
無論でピー
Okay.
ス。続いては私の牢敵に金蔵やベアとそして魔法に通じる使用人たち
Kinzo Bet and the Magic Savvy Servants.
が気づき戦いになるというシーンでピース。本当ならば金蔵の凄まじき召喚術やベアとの強力な大魔法、シャノンやカノンの影の力、そしていよいよベールを脱ぐ
Candy's Battle
魔
Magic.
法バトルなどが繰り広げられることとなっています。
Candy's Battle Magic. We've never seen that. It really is for the first time. Man, we're getting a bunch of new things this extra arc.
ですが早起
I wonder if that was used for Golden Fantasia. This Genji's not a playable character in Golden Fantasia though. Not as far as I remember. I played that game, so. Yeah, Shadow Cannon's furniture powers. Yeah, okay.
きを希望とのことでございますので、そのようにさせていただきますねピース。
Peace.
わらわの見せ場がカットかよ。つまんね
確かにな。考えてみりゃ、源氏さんって幻想世界でもかなり強そうな雰囲気があったのに。
This is strong in the fantasy world. That's fact.
え。
Ronovi was strong.
表裏をなす御人だ。
Ronovi was strong.
ちと惜しいな。
I would like to see Genji fight.
サクサク早送りでお願いしまピス。
了解でありますピース。
As you wish. I'll fast forward past the charades and the garbage illusions. Whoa, okay. Peace, and choose it from another realm who has blended into the Shuma family. I was gonna pause. Are we 1 hour in? We are 1 hour in. Is this a good place to stop then? Because I was wondering, like, last I checked, we were 50 minutes in, and then I wasn't sure to check out. I didn't think to check after that, but now we're over 1 hour in, so I wonder if this is a good stopping point. Peace and intrude from another realm was blended into the Shuma family. What happens after this? Yeah, this is where we start to see her fighting with, with Kinzo's peeps. So we'll let that happen next time. All right, we are 1 hour in now, 1 hour and 5 minutes. Almost. Let's do this. There we go. Exactly 1 hour and 5 minutes into the video. So we'll continue it next time. Good first part for sure. A lot of interesting concepts brought up, right? Peace is a character that's been here since from episode 1 to episode 8, but never used this power before. And the question is, who am I? But it's not the same answer as, Beato's question, after the whole, after everyone on the island was blown up. The who am I question is, you know what I'm saying? So that's interesting. And, yeah, Peace as a character is like Erica but different. It's like Erica but for Featherine instead of for Burncastle, which makes her seem somewhat gentler in a way, even though her method of killing is described as the most cruel of all because she completely erases them. But like, she's not as much of a wilding crash out, like as much of a, you know what I'm saying, as much of a riot. Right? She's still a riot, but not as much of a riot as Erica. The uh that's the vibe I get from her so far. But who knows? Maybe in the next 2 hours of this last no, maybe something different will happen. But yeah, for now, yeah, next time I'll be a better reader. This part I was not a good reader. Try to get as much information as possible, but yeah, I kind of kind of not do the best job of reading for y'all. So yeah, my bad about that. Try to do better next time. But for now, yeah, that's it for this part of Last of the Golden Witch. See you next time for part 2, and after that, the finale. And yeah, I'll probably have a more deeper discussion in the next part. So yeah, for now, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed, going through this first part of the last note. And yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll just do this for now, just so that I can. Yeah, okay. And see you guys. What the heck? Penguins One Piece compilation. What the frick? Okay. Anyway. Yeah. See you guys next time for part 2. Like I said, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. And alright, y'all. Peace. Haha. Get it? Different peace. Goodbye.